welcome to Sunflowers and Lemonade. I'm Latanya Brooks. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're enjoying your family. The topic today is going to be why grief returns without warning. Why does grief return without warning? Why? Sometimes it just shows up in the middle of the grocery store, in the middle of a song, or in a quiet moment when you're just thinking, I'm okay, everything's good. And then suddenly here comes grief showing up at your doorstep again. If that's happened to you, you are not losing progress. You are still progressing. That is experiencing grief. Many people think grief follows a path. They think it's a step 1, a step 2, step 3. They think it's all those things. But no, grief, it doesn't happen that way. It moves in waves. You just never know when it's going to happen. You may feel strong for weeks and even months. And then one moment, one memory, one smell brings everything rushing back. And I understand that totally. Raising my daughters, even at this time in my life, I feel like I've healed from the initial pain of it. But sometimes my grief comes more looking at my children, the things they're accomplishing, and wishing their dad could be there to experience it. And then I'm starting to see his personality coming in more out of them, and just some of the things that they talk about. I do grieve at times because even like my youngest one, she was 4 when he passed away. And so we were talking recently because after I did a couple of the podcasts or my little shows, whatever you want to call this, I went back and I asked my youngest daughter about memories like this she remember her dad, and she said there's not a whole lot she remembers. And so that started to bring a little grief. It started to fester inside of me because I felt bad about that. But she was pretty young, and I asked her about the day that it happened, if she remembered the day that he collapsed, and she said she just vaguely remembers those things. And so it kind of made me feel this grief because I still have so many memories that I wish that she had. But she was the youngest, and my oldest one has memories of being taught how to ride her bike and jitsu and being in ballet. She has all these memories. And so it brings about a little bit of grief, but I do have plenty of videos and things that I will pull out every now and then, and pictures that I do show the children, the pictures and things that I have. It doesn't mean that you're going backwards. It just means that losing a loved one leaves echoes of memories, and it leaves the past that only you and that person shared. And so sometimes those things come back. Like it could be a song on the radio, it could be a perfume, a cologne, your favorite restaurant, the holidays, Valentine's Day, anniversaries, quiet evenings, just watching other couples grow older. I was going through a little phase of some of the couples that he and I would be around in the past, and now that they've been married even longer, I lost my spouse, so that was hard for me. And even when you lose a spouse, it's like for some reason you lose connections with people. And thank God I didn't lose connections with my in-laws. I'm so grateful for that. But a lot of times you lose connections, and you do, even though I may still have connections, you still lose a significant amount of still. It's called connections because things are changed. Like I'm in another season where I was able to remarry, and so I'm connecting with this newfound love and new relationships and things like that, which is something I will talk later. Um, that that becomes my foremost importance to grow those relationships, the new relationships that have come, and not to forget my past, but living in the now. And so, even joy can trigger grief. Like, there was a point where I was afraid to be happy because I'm like, wait, I'm feeling happy. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I shouldn't be feeling happy. I lost my husband or whatever. Like, you are afraid to feel joy in spite of. And so these moments can also hold both gratitude and sorrow. Both can exist at the same time, you know. One of the hardest places of uh, grief shows up is in like public spaces or being around other people. That's when the grief shows up the most. And I remember feeling it the most when I had to go around family. You just feel like everybody's like walking on eggshells, like they're afraid to say anything because they know that you're hurt and you're grieving a loss. And suddenly you're trying to hold yourself together in the middle of everyday life. It's tough. So when things feel hard and the grief comes, just slow your breathing, inhale, and let your nervous system settle. Because anxiety and those things, they do creep up when you are grieving. Talk to yourself, name to yourself what you're feeling. I'm feeling this grief right now, and it's okay to feel it. Name the emotions. I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm frustrated. I just feel so sad. Like, name it. Be okay to express it. Ground yourself. Touch things near you. You know, a blanket. Hug your pillow. Things like that. Think about 5 things that you see. To just focus in on those when you're having anxiety and you're feeling overwhelmed. And touch the ground. Let your feet feel the ground so you feel grounded and you don't feel like you're out of sort. Just give yourself permission to step away. If it's too hard, just allow to take a moment to step away and let yourself breathe. Let yourself cry. Scream if you have to. You know, just give yourself the time and the space to do those things. You're not weak for needing that space. You're human and you have feelings, and those grieving does resurface sometimes. Like I said, even now, as my daughter is oldest is 20s, going through life changes, trying to understand where she's going next, things like that. I do notice my youngest one, I think she would have been a daddy's girl all the way, because now that I'm remarried, she and my husband are like best buds. I mean, she talks to him and they laugh and chit chat all the time. And I sometimes that brings up a little bit of grief too, because I'm like, man, she was gonna be a daddy's girl all the way. Like, I could see it. And so, and it's normal. It's not taken away from anybody. It is just life. It's being human. It's not taken away from my husband now. He totally understands. It doesn't take away from not anyone. It's nothing personal towards anyone. It's what it is. And it can feel sometimes like you're going all the way back to the beginning. I remember one time we were doing a CPR training, and because my husband had passed away on the stage and he had a heart attack and they were trying to resuscitate him and they were doing all those things. I didn't realize how it affected me until I was sitting there in the class and she was doing the repetitions on the dummy's chest, and I had to literally hold to my chair and ground myself, take some deep breaths, because I wanted to scream and run out, because all I could visualize was what had happened with my husband, because it was still fresh. So that's an example of dealing with the grief head on when it just comes out of nowhere. Anything can trigger it. Will it always feel this heavy? No, I promise you it won't. It won't always feel this heavy. Whether you're going through a divorce, and I've gone through that too, and it won't always feel heavy. It will get better. Will it get easier? It gets a little bit easier. It's hard because your life has changed, but it gets easier. It really does. Some areas still are hard, but it does get easier. The truth is, the waves never disappear completely. They never do. But they do become less overwhelming. It becomes less overwhelming and it won't be so hard. I promise you, just hang in there. Give yourself grace. Give yourself mercy. It will be okay. You learn how to float. You learn how to breathe through all of it. And you learn that it will pass. Each time you survive one, you build quiet strength. And that strength just gets stronger. You start to get stronger and stronger. Instead of seeing these moments as setbacks, just see them as reminders. Good reminders and memories of the past, of how things were and how your other life was. And be accepting that those are wonderful memories that you alone can cherish. And the reminders of the love and the connection you had, the reminders that you had that mattered to you deeply. And for me, I know that he mattered to me, and I mattered to him, and the door was closed for whatever reason. But grief is not evidence of weakness. It is evidence of love that still lives within you, that you still have love to give. Closing remarks and closing encouragement is that the next time the grief appears without warning, just pause with it. Take some time and pause with it. Acknowledge it, breathe. You don't have to fight every wave. Sometimes you just gotta let it just ride the wave. Some waves are meant to just pass through, and some not. They knock you down for a little bit, but you can get back up. And keep moving forward. As long as you get back up and keep moving forward, you're doing good. You're not broken. You're not going backwards. You are healing. Let yourself heal. Even now, you are healing. So I want you to think about these 5 questions. When has grief surprised you recently? What triggered it? How did you respond? What helped soothe you, even a little? What can you offer yourself next time it happens? This season, Valentine's Day is tough. Take yourself out. Go grab you a drink. Go get you a tea or whatever you do. Ride around, enjoy your music, shoot the breeze, whatever. Do something for yourself. Do something for somebody else. I used to enjoy doing stuff for my kids during those tough times. But listen, there are no right answers. Only compassion and awareness. Be aware of your feelings. Be aware of those triggers, and have compassion. And those around you, need to have compassion. Be around people who have compassion. Be around people who care. Thank you for spending this time with me on Sunflowers and Lemonade. If grief visits you this week, may you meet it with gentleness. All right? You guys have a blessed day. Click, like, and share this show. And I will see you again soon.